Imagine this. You've gone to Las Vegas to enjoy your best friend's bachelor party, and the next morning, the moment you wake up, you discover that there's a real tiger sitting inside your hotel room. An unknown baby is crying inside the closet. One of your teeth is missing. A Chinese gangster is hunting you down, and worst of all, the groom himself has disappeared. The problem is, you can't remember a single thing from the previous night. What on earth did these guys do in just one night? How did a simple bachelor party turn into one of the craziest and most dangerous adventures imaginable? The movie is called The Hangover. Hello friends, I'm Sam and you're watching Know the Story Global. Before starting the video, I have a small request. If you're new to this channel, then please do subscribe. The film begins on the day of a wedding. Tracy is busy with preparations, but there's one huge problem. Her soon-to-be husband, Doug, is nowhere to be found. Only 5 hours remain before the wedding, and the groom has completely vanished. In the middle of this chaos, Tracy receives a phone call from Phil. In a nervous voice, he tells her that they can't find Doug anywhere. Now, let's go back a little and understand the background. Doug is about to get married, and before the wedding, he decides to celebrate with a bachelor party in Las Vegas along with his friends. Las Vegas, a city where there are countless ways to lose money and go completely wild. Alcohol, casinos, parties, nightlife. If you want to lose all self-control, Vegas is the perfect place. Doug takes 3 friends with him on this trip. The first is Phil, a school teacher who is smart, confident, and always ready for adventure. He's been saving money for this bachelor trip for quite some time. The second is Stu, a dentist by profession. The biggest problem in Stu's life is his controlling girlfriend. She wants to know his location every minute and demands permission for everything. Their relationship feels less like a romance and more like a prison sentence. Stu barely managed to get permission for this Vegas trip and promised that he wouldn't even look at another woman.
And then there's Alan. Alan is so strange and unpredictable that nobody can ever guess what he'll do next. He was so excited about Vegas that he packed his bags 2 weeks before the trip. Tracy's father is an extremely wealthy man. For the trip, he allows Doug to use his precious antique BMW. However, he gives him a strict warning. No one except you is allowed to drive this car. I love this car even more than I love you. He also tells Doug to keep a close eye on Alan, especially making sure he stays away from gambling and excessive drinking. Doug confidently agrees, though he has absolutely no idea what disaster is waiting ahead. The journey begins when Doug picks up Phil from school and then collects Stu from his house. And from that very moment begins the story of the most outrageous bachelor party ever. By evening, all 4 friends arrive in Las Vegas and head straight to their hotel for check-in. There, Phil discovers that Stu has booked a small shared room to save money. Phil immediately protests. "Come on, man, we're only here for one night. Let's live like kings." Stu explains that his girlfriend checks his bank statements every day. If she notices extra spending, he might not even be allowed back into the house. After a lot of discussion, the group finally upgrades to a luxurious private suite. The room is so incredible that everyone is left speechless. Alan becomes excited when he notices the complimentary snacks and shouts, "Look, free peanuts!" But Stu instantly corrects him. "They're not free, idiot. The moment you touch them, the charge goes straight to your credit card." Then Phil comes up with a clever trick. He replaces the peanuts with a glass of the same weight so the hotel system thinks nothing was touched. After that, everyone gets ready for the night. Meanwhile, Stu pulls a ring out of his pocket and reveals that after Doug's wedding, he plans to propose to his girlfriend. Doug congratulates him, but Phil immediately starts teasing him. According to Phil, marrying that controlling girlfriend would be worse than marrying a dog. Just then, Alan appears, and judging by his behavior, he's already slightly intoxicated. Later that night, the 4 friends head to the rooftop of the hotel.
Alan brings drinks for everyone. They raise their glasses, cheer, and take their shots. After just one drink, Alan suddenly becomes emotional. A few moments later, he becomes even more dramatic and starts drawing blood from his own hand while trying to make everyone swear an oath that whatever happens tonight must never be spoken about again. Everyone bursts into laughter. Then Phil joins in with a serious tone and says, "Tomorrow morning we shouldn't remember anything. Tonight is all about having fun." The next morning, when they wake up, their luxurious hotel suite looks more like a battlefield. The room is completely destroyed. Stu, Phil, and Alan are lying unconscious in different corners of the suite. When Stu opens his eyes, he's horrified by the condition of the room. Meanwhile, Alan walks into the bathroom and immediately freezes in terror. Inside the bathroom sits a real tiger, calmly relaxing. At first, Alan thinks he's still drunk and hallucinating, but after a few seconds, he realizes the tiger is absolutely real. Half-dressed and terrified, he runs back into the room and tells Phil.
Phil doesn't believe him at first, but the moment he sees the tiger with his own eyes, he panics too. Then Stu receives another shock. One of his teeth is missing. He is on the verge of tears and starts worrying that his girlfriend will never let him live this down. And then another horrifying realization hits them. Where is Doug? They search the entire suite, but there is no sign of him anywhere. Just then, they hear a strange sound coming from somewhere inside the room. A baby is crying. After searching around, they finally discover a small baby hidden inside the closet. Now the situation has become even more bizarre. A missing groom, a tiger in the bathroom, a baby in the closet, Stu's missing tooth, and none of them remember anything that happened the previous night. The reason? They drank so much alcohol that their memories have been completely erased. Now they have only one option left: follow the clues and figure out exactly what happened during the craziest night of their lives. While having breakfast, the guys start checking their pockets, hoping to find some clue that might help them figure out what happened the previous night. Stu finds an ATM receipt, and the moment he sees the amount withdrawn, he nearly has a heart attack. Meanwhile, Phil notices a hospital wristband on his arm. That means he had somehow ended up in a hospital during the night.
With no better leads, the group heads straight to the hospital. There, a doctor tells them that Phil had been admitted after suffering a few minor injuries, and at that time, all four of them were together. This means Doug was still with them at around 4 a.m. The doctor also reveals something even more shocking. A dangerous drug was found in Phil's bloodstream, a substance often used by criminals to incapacitate people. Hearing this only makes the mystery even deeper. Before they leave, the hospital provides them with another clue. The doctor remembers that throughout the night, the group kept talking about a wedding. At first, Phil assumes they were talking about Doug's upcoming marriage. However, the doctor explains that they seem to be celebrating a completely different wedding. He even gives them the address of the church where they had gone. As soon as they arrive at the church, a man recognizes them and becomes extremely excited. He says, "I've never seen a group like you guys in my entire life." Then he looks directly at Stu and adds, "And you turned out to be the biggest sinner of them all." Stu has absolutely no idea what he's talking about. That's when the man drops a bombshell. The previous night, Stu had married an escort named Jade. The moment they hear this, the ground seems to disappear beneath their feet. And when they look at the photographs from the night before, they finally realize that their bachelor party had not been a normal celebration. It had become a complete disaster. This revelation leaves Stu completely terrified. The church employee then tells them something even more unbelievable. The little baby they found in their hotel room actually belongs to Jade. In other words, during a single night in Las Vegas, Stu had not only acquired a wife, but had also received a bonus child. At this point, everyone's brains are completely fried. Doug was still missing, and now there was a surprise marriage and a surprise baby on top of everything else. The situation was spiraling completely out of control. Taking Jade's address, the three friends head straight to her house. But the moment they get into the car, two dangerous men suddenly attack them. Before anyone even gets a chance to understand what's happening, gunfire erupts. Without wasting a second, Phil slams the car into gear, runs over the attacker's feet, and speeds away from the scene. After barely escaping, they finally arrive at Jade's house. The moment she sees them, she's delighted. However, looking at their miserable faces, she becomes confused. She says, "Last night, you guys were completely wild, and today you're acting like you just came back from a funeral." Phil then explains that none of them can remember anything that happened the previous night. He immediately asks about Doug. Jade tells them that Doug was indeed present at the wedding. But before they can learn anything more, another problem arrives. The police suddenly raid the house and arrest all three of them. That's when they learn that during the night they had somehow stolen a police car. As punishment, the officers take them to an impound yard where their Mercedes had been recovered. When they see their car sitting there in one piece, they finally breathe a sigh of relief. They immediately begin searching the vehicle for clues. Suddenly, loud banging noises start coming from the trunk. Everyone becomes excited.
They are convinced that Doug must be trapped inside. But the moment they open the trunk, a naked Chinese man jumps out and immediately starts beating all three of them before running away. Now they are more confused than ever. Who was this Chinese man, and why was he inside their trunk? After this chaos, Alan finally confesses the truth. He admits that he secretly mixed drugs into everyone's drinks the previous night. According to Alan, the man who sold him the drug claimed it was just a party powder that would make the night more fun. Unfortunately, it turned out to be something far more dangerous. Hearing this, Stu becomes absolutely furious. But Phil already understands that Alan is probably the biggest idiot on the planet. At this point, the damage has already been done. The three friends return to the hotel, but the moment they enter their room, they are stunned to find legendary boxer Mike Tyson standing there. At first, they think they must be dreaming. Then, without warning, Tyson knocks Alan unconscious with a single punch. Soon, the truth finally comes out. The tiger they had found in their bathroom belonged to Mike Tyson, which means that sometime during the night, while completely intoxicated, they had somehow stolen Tyson's tiger and brought it back to their hotel. At this point, they don't know whether to laugh or cry. After apologizing, they ask Tyson if he can take the tiger himself. Tyson refuses. "You brought the tiger here," he says. "You can take it back." So Alan mixes the same dangerous drug into some food and feeds it to the tiger. After a while, the tiger falls unconscious and they wrap it in bed sheets and carry it downstairs. Unfortunately, halfway through the trip, the tiger wakes up. What happens next inside the car is pure chaos. The tiger completely destroys the vehicle, leaving the three friends terrified for their lives. Somehow they manage to survive and finally return the tiger to Tyson's house. Tyson then shows them security camera footage from the previous night. The videos reveal the group doing all kinds of ridiculous things with the tiger. Alan even uses Tyson's expensive furniture as a bathroom, while Phil behaves so outrageously that even Tyson is left speechless. Eventually, Tyson realizes they were heavily drugged and intoxicated. Instead of beating them up again, he lets them leave. On the way back, Phil decides that they should finally tell Tracy the truth. Everyone agrees. And then, a car suddenly crashes into their antique BMW with tremendous force, completely wrecking it. The same Chinese man from the trunk steps out of the vehicle. He introduces himself as Mr. Chow. Chow explains that the previous night, Alan had won $80,000 for him at a casino. However, their bags were accidentally switched, and Alan left with Chow's casino chips. Now Chow threatens them. He claims that he has kidnapped Doug and warns that if his $80,000 is not returned by morning, Doug will not survive. Hearing this, everyone is horrified. Arranging that kind of money overnight seems impossible. Then Phil comes up with an idea. If Alan managed to win once at a casino, maybe he could do it again. because no matter how strange Alan might be, he was a gambling genius. So they withdraw $10,000 from Stu's account and head straight to a casino. Dressed in suits, they walk in looking like professional gamblers. And then Alan begins to reveal his true talent. One game after another, he keeps winning and leaves everyone around him stunned. Within a short time, they manage to turn their money into $82,000. The three friends are overjoyed. For the first time, they feel confident that they can finally rescue Doug. The next morning, they meet Mr. Chow and hand over the cash. As soon as Chow receives the money, he brings a man in front of them. But the man isn't Doug. It's someone else entirely. And in that moment, the ground seems to disappear beneath their feet. That means they had gone through all that effort, risk, and chaos for the wrong person. Then Alan suddenly remembers something important. The drug dealer from whom he had bought the powder was also named Doug. That's where the entire misunderstanding had started. At this point, Phil finally decides to call Tracy and tell her the truth. And yes, the phone call shown at the very beginning of the movie was this exact moment. Just as Phil is about to confess everything, Stu suddenly gets an idea. Out of nowhere, he remembers that during the night, they had left Doug on the hotel rooftop and accidentally locked the door behind him. The moment he says this, all three friends sprint toward the rooftop. And finally, they find Doug. The poor guy had been stranded under the scorching sun for nearly 2 days and was completely sunburned, looking as red as a tomato. He himself had no idea how long he'd been trapped up there. Now there was very little time left before the wedding. All the flights were fully booked, so the group had no choice but to race back by car at full speed. Before leaving, Jade returns Stu's engagement ring and reveals another shocking truth. While intoxicated, Stu had actually pulled out his own tooth just to prove that he was a good dentist. But by now, something unexpected had happened. Stu had started to genuinely like Jade. During the drive back, Doug suddenly discovers the missing $80,000 casino chips in his own pocket, which means the real chips had been with them the entire time. Everyone bursts into laughter. After everything they had been through, the solution had been right beside them all along. Finally, they arrive at the wedding. Everyone had already begun to believe that the groom would never show up. But at the very last moment, Doug and his friends make a dramatic entrance, and Doug and Tracy are finally married. Meanwhile, Stu's toxic girlfriend starts yelling at him once again. But this time, Stu is no longer the same person. He finally stands up for himself and says, "That's enough. We're done. Starting today, we're breaking up." Hearing this, Phil and the others are absolutely thrilled.
At the same time, Doug is about to tell his father-in-law about the accident involving the antique BMW. But before he can say anything, his father-in-law tells him that the BMW is now his wedding gift. The moment Doug hears that, he feels an enormous sense of relief. Later, the group sits together and reflects on their unbelievable Vegas adventure. All of them agreed that it was the most terrifying experience of their lives. There was just one problem. Nobody actually remembered what had happened that night. And then Alan arrives carrying a camera. He has recovered all the photographs from their wild night in Las Vegas. Everyone immediately becomes excited. However, Doug sets one condition. The photos will be viewed only once, and afterward they will be deleted forever. And then they finally begin watching the true story of the craziest night of their lives. This story teaches us that the most unforgettable moments in life are often not the ones we carefully plan. They are the moments created through mistakes, chaos, and complete madness. A simple bachelor party turned the lives of these four friends upside down. But through all that chaos, they also learned the true value of friendship, trust, and freedom. And honestly, if they never found that camera, they might never have discovered what really happened in Las Vegas that night. So friends, if you enjoyed this story, please hit the like button, share the video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Know the Story Global, for more exciting movie explanations. Every single subscription motivates me to bring you more amazing stories. We'll meet again in the next video with another unforgettable tale. Until then, take care of yourselves. Thank you.